We're back. We're back on the Vintage Talkshow on Top Radio 90.9 FM. And we're on to entertainment news. If you're listening to me, you may join us. Make your comments on top of the stuff I'll be rendering to this morning. The number, of course, is 0913 697 3485. If you want to share your thoughts with us, we'll love to hear from you. 0913 697 3485 is the number. So let's move on to entertainment bits. What's going on in the entertainment world in Nigeria in the outgoing week? We start with the story of reality star Tina. She says her biggest financial mistake was using much of her 100 million naira BB Niger prize money to support relatives instead of investing. She revealed she paid debts, funded projects, and provided financial assistance, but faced criticism once she began saying no. Katrina says the money is gone, and she is now dealing with the consequences largely on her own. Two things from this story. At least it underlines the fact that they do pay them the money, 100 million. That is a lot of money. That the organizers of this BB Niger thing somehow they pay. Yeah, because we've read stories of people complaining that they are still waiting for their dough. So this shows that there's some kind of transparency going on there. Now the problem with Fina is not is helping your family is not something bad. It's not something regrettable. Members of the some family they have a way where we're not all right in the sense that some are good, some are bad, ugly. If you don't help, you will still have the same problem, even worse. And if you do help, you remember you do it for the sake of God, really, because you don't expect payback. And even the some will even pay back in a very bad way, making you feel bad about what you have done. But no, but next time when you have such opportunity, even as you are helping others, you must also help yourself. You must invest. You must spread the money around to take care of yourself, knowing that, uh, as my people will say, where at the end of the day, the bottom is yours. If you don't take care of it, you'll be left with your home buttocks. So you have to take care of it, your future and your mental state, mental health, so to speak. It's a lesson for others too. When you come into sudden world, you need to calm down. Spend like a week or two to think and and plan, and don't rush into dishing out or doling out because of this problem or that problem. Calm down, calm down. Take a long time to calm down, and then use sense, common sense or uncommon sense. Use sense to deploy your funds. It's a pity that she's going through that. Um, well, that's for that. Our next story is, is a peculiar one. Actor Jim Ike has revealed that his marriage ended after he went through a prolonged emotional crisis. He said he lost his confidence and drive, becoming an excellent father, but a poor husband. According to Ike, his wife eventually said she no longer recognized the man she married, leading to an amicable separation. I try to understand the story. That having children drew him away from his wife, such that he poured all his love into his children, and therefore abandoning the wife. I don't get the spectacle right. I mean, it's a shared love. You can love your children and still love your wife. I don't know how you can take away yourself so much from your family and still be within that same family. You're not able to share your love, your heart, your interest, your passion, your activities, and all that with your wife, except your children. That's a very awkward. I don't know. I don't know. But this celebrity life, I don't, I don't understand it. So perhaps I'm alien and I'm illiterate, so to speak, in that aspect, because it compounding that you can love your children and don't relate to your wife in such a way that she feels loved and therefore part of that family. I don't get it. It's a very complex, dysfunctional situation. Uh, hmm. I think that since it's still separation, they are not completely divorced. I think they should submit themselves to some therapies to work on them. Maybe they can rekindle their love and spread it across the whole family, not just for children. Well, here's a cherry one. Chinedu, veteran Nollywood actor Chinedu Ikedieze, popularly known as Aki, has been honored with a chieftaincy title in his Abia State community. The actor announced that he is now Chief Chinedu Ikedieze, Ihe one of Iluoma, Uzoakole. That's good. Congratulations. The title recognizes his contributions to culture, entertainment, and community development. Well done, Aki. Now we hope Papa will also get his. So the bromance can go on. And now this. Kate Henshaw, actress Kate Henshaw, has addressed the end of her friendship with fellow Nollywood star Genevieve Nnaji. Speaking on a podcast, Henshaw said they simply grew apart and admitted she still does not know exactly what caused the breakdown. She added that she has moved on and wishes her former friend well. Well, my people have a saying that the children could play for 20 years, uh, that they can't play for 20 years without some kind of hitches and blockages and distortions on the road. Friendship is sometimes like that. Sometimes you outgrow one another, or you tend to fade, so to speak, or some kind of distancing occur over time, especially when you're in a competitive environment where love sometimes is transactional and depends on mood and and success or engagement and all that. So Kate, do not take it to heart. Genevieve has moved on, so you two move on. No point beating a dead horse. And then if work brings you together, who knows? I might just rekindle it. So have a good separation. Our entertainment digest today will not take long because we have a lot laid out today. Now, the penultimate story says South African singer Tyler has become the only African artist to win at the 2026 American Music Awards. AMA. She took home Best Afrobeats Artist and Social Song of the Year for her hit single Channel. The double victory further strengthens her growing global profile following the success of Water and her Grammy win. And she beats her Nigerian contemporaries like Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, think Ara or 10th or something. Anyway, the young lady is going to fly. And as a wake up call to our Nigerians, big mouths, to resharpen their creative juices and arsenal and bounce back onto the clear glides. Well, for now, we say congratulations to Tyler. And finally, I hope somebody was here to talk about this. This is just something else. Uh, the rapper Ice Prince says he spent 340 million naira on cannabis from one supplier alone between 2020 and 2026. Speaking of the podcast, he described the habit as financially draining, and one of the reasons he quit both marijuana and alcohol. The artist says he is now embracing a healthier lifestyle focused on self enrichment. I hope I read well. 2020, 2026, and it's talking about cannabis in public, and he spent uh, a quarter of a billion on one supplier alone, which is close to his house, because there's a nearby, and that's apart from he mentioned other cities here and abroad and all that. And here is the man. The children of nowadays is what you call it. How are you able to speak so blatantly, so cavalierly about some kind of what do they call that? Uh, some illegal substance and unhealthy substance. You know, it's not talking about 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I hope the years are correct. You know. Ah, well, we thank God that you have stopped the habit, and we are pray. I hope that you are using this as a teachable moment to stop others from doing it or to drop the habit. But it's tragic that we can be in this position to hear such stuff coming from some of the people that you who bright lights of our musical space or creative space. It's so sad. Anyway, well, we thank God it's broken the habit. Anyway, we have come to the end of entertainment beats, and I await your response about the May 29th anniversary of this administration. I'll see you on the other side of this meeting. Oh God, smoke marijuana, 340 million. Crazy, more than Sota. Eh? I am only Miss Road. Hmm. No. Yeah, Damola. I was expecting it, Yes, we're back, and this is still the Vintage Talk Show with the Pajan friend. And we are moving on to Niger Trend. This is where we speak to issues arising within the outgoing week. We call it trending news within the week in 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 question. And we tackle Niger Trends. This is where you can join us. We talk about issues affecting our nation and troubling our populace. You know, uh, let's be fair, let's be clear, and let's be concise. So we do not waste time. First, we have quite a very long list. And here, remember, you can share your comments. The number again is 0913 697 3485. Let's hear your views. Your considered, well considered, and, informed views. Comment 0913 697 3485 is the number. And we start with this story. Yeah, human rights activist Omoyole Sowore has resigned as national chairman of the African Action Congress after securing after securing the party's presidential ticket for the 2027 election. The AAC announced Samuel Ajayigbe as the new chairman. Sowore said the party remains committed to building a new Nigeria and criticized the ruling APC while accepting his nomination. That's an avid activist. He had been doing activism since he was a kid, right from his, I suspect from his primary school or secondary school, because he was quite vulnerable in his graduate days, and here we are now. I think this is the second or third attempt at the presidential ticket, which he had suffered severe damaging losses, but he doesn't take it in his stride. But what is funny is the fact that there is no during the election cycle, when there is no election around, he's chairman of his party. And the election time comes, he becomes the presidential candidate. So every point in time is always in at the helms of affairs that party. Wow. What does that symbolize or symptomize? Is that a symptom of leadership that doesn't want to give? I shan't agree kind of leadership, or is it the kind of sign of what to see or what to expect? You know, or there are no more competent people that can take a particular position or what? You know. Anyway, um, I hope he will pull some weight this time around. The raucous and biting criticism that he gives within the political space has a portion for us. It's a good point and welcoming scenario within the democratic space. Someone to be brutally objective. I mean, this objective brutally, declaiming and declaring and critiquing and all that. against policies and personalities within the ruling parties and other opposition parties. So it's good that such a figure is within the political space struggling to make his voice heard. I will continue to encourage him to continue to fight on behalf of the masses, as he will say. Because masses need all the help they can get with all these things happening to us and around us. So there you are. Show were for you. Okay, next story. It makes me a little bit confused. But you are not. You can share your thoughts with us. You know the issue about the INEC's election timetable. Uh, 2 points. Uh, Today, according to the election timetable, today, May 30th, should be the last day that results of the primaries should come in. But the Federal High Court in Abuja has ruled that INEC has the constitutional authority to issue and amend election timetables. However, the court held that the commission must operate within the timelines set by the Electoral Act. The judgment partly favored the Social Democratic Party by invalidating aspects of the INEC timetable that shortened statutory deadlines for candidate substitution and nomination processes, which is what I'm saying. They are saying the timeline, I think the timeline within the Electoral Act is like 120 days or 90 or thereabouts. I'm not too sure. And INEC was insisting on not 60 or 90. So there's some kind of discrepancy in the time slot, and the court has ruled against that. But parties, according to news, parties are still rushing to make the 30th deadline, just in case, because INEC has gone to appeal. Let me pick the story from somewhere here. Um, Political parties are racing to conclude their primaries ahead of INEC's May 30th deadline for the 2027 election, despite ongoing legal disputes over parts of the electoral timetable. Most parties are pressing ahead to avoid uncertainty. New presidential candidates have already emerged from several smaller parties, while others continue conventions and candidate selection processes across the country. Even today, yesterday, I heard about a party was insisting they also NDC saying they are hosting theirs today, inshallah, and stuff are going on. Hello, Damola, can you hear me?
Collier, share your music, share your love.
Hello, Damola, can you hear me? Hello, Damola, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
He's talking.
Can you hear me, sir? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You are muted. You are muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you.
But you're responding that you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you at all.
I've unmuted my this thing now.
Wow.
Hello, Damola. Can you hear me now? Damola, can you hear me? Hello, Damola. But I can hear you.
Bluetooth mode.
Hello, Damola.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Aha. Oh, good morning.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, oh. Okay, yeah, clear now, right? Are you okay now? You can hear me now? And your voice
I
is
can
clear
hear you.
here now.
I'm trying to.
Your voice is very clear here.
Let me hear you now, sir.
Yes, good morning there.
Yes. I can hear you now clearly. Okay. Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I don't know if you have been listening to some of the stories I've been talking about.
No.
Okay.
There is celebration all over today. So Madam had orders, and I had to help out with catfish.
Oh, great. Okay, I will just bring you in now, and then we can continue from there.
Okay.
The voice is okay. I think it's okay. Okay, we'll go on in about a minute.
Okay.
One of the things that I asked for, so maybe you can think about it, for what stood out for you during the week is about the May 29 anniversary, third anniversary of this government. How do you see, what impact has it done to you as a person, your family, or your work?
That's a deep one. That's a deep one.
I'm hoping you can find some positives within all the negativity.
Well, there are positives. It's just that really looking at it, it has not trickled down yet. And I think one of the discussions I had with some people is that I don't know why a Tinubu government will have a dead media team.
Wow.
It's a dead media team. Those guys they are archaic. They are not they are not from this generation at all.
I listened to Babajide. Babajide was the guy on TVC lamenting about some ministers refusing to talk about the things within their. Their ministry. They can't even talk about the good things that they got. That
they are doing.
You know?
I mean, we had to start finding out that the aviation ministry, that it has been so reformed that even in Africa they recognized it and I mean, that's a positive.
And they're not promoting. They're not promoting any.
They're not promoting it. And you know,
okay,
what I
I'm
find
going back
about
on there. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. I will introduce you now.
Okay.
We are back. This is the Vintage Talkshow, and right on cue, I think I have a caller. Okay, the line is gone up. We are still on at Niger Trends on the Vintage Talkshow on the TopRadio 90.9 FM. And it's great to have with me this morning Akindamola Adeboye. Good morning, Akindamola. He's our analyst and our co-presenter. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Uncle Faj. Budapest is red this morning.
I just got a message to vacation in Bosun. Bosun is also in red. Well, he will be sleeping now. I know they will not let us rest. I can't pray that you will not win, you know. So It's just that we will not rest. If they dare win, pere, ah, as we say, agbe.
Uncle Faju, don't worry. We are celebrating the process already. It's a win for us already.
Well, remember the advice. Pride comes before what?
No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This morning, there is no fall. This morning, there is no fall. We are that we are here already. We are celebrating it.
Okay. The other guy said, what's his name? The one that we dashed you the other day. Is it Kai Harvest they call it? He said they're not underdogs. They don't care whether they call them underdogs. They're just going there to play and beat anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
And then people are giving very rich banter materials for if you dare lose. Hey, you see yellow, not red. Anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome this morning after the celebration of the Eid al-Kabir and May 29. By the way, we'll talk about May 29 much later in the program. What stood out for you about that, the 3 years of Tinubu in governance and leading the country? What impact has it done to your life? I think we have a caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, keep trying. The lines is still the same. 0913 697 3485. Our next story on Niger trends. Before you, while you are away, I read about the Showore that was now nominated as presidential candidate of AAC, African Action Congress. He now relinquished his position as the national chairman to take up the position as the presidential candidate. I say it's like a one man riot squad that he has power to do that. So he can move from one high position to another high position. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Damola has any further story about this. Let me read this story and then you can give us some context if you have it. Broadcaster and philanthropist Oriyomi Hamzat has welcomed his emergence as Accord Party's consensus governorship candidate for Oyo State ahead of the 2027 election. He described the development as the beginning of a movement for better governance, security, and development. And a few days after, few hours really, another person came up. I think it's what's his name now, Busari or something, and that he won the election at the at the primaries free and fair. And from the scores given, I think he scored about 40 something thousand, or 11 something thousand, and all that. Now we don't know who is the presidential candidate of Accord Party in Oyo State. You have the information. Governorship candidacy, I mean.
No, look, for me, it's not. It's just about that. When you become a critic of something, and they are telling you, okay, do the same, and you are not able to, because Oriyomi Hamzat has been on here, criticizing policies, government, and also or whatnot. I didn't think it would be mixed up in something like as little as this than to organize a presidential primary, and you now have a battle again over who and who is not. And of course, some are mischief makers. Some are mischief makers, so that the other man could just have come up as a mischief maker. But for me, the takeaway is that we should be able to organize things transparently. There is nothing that says that as little as a phone couldn't have covered that presidential primary to make it transparent. It's not rocket science.
It's actually gubernatorial.
Sorry, gubernatorial. Sorry, gubernatorial. Sorry, listeners. I mean, to just make it transparent, just for your state, just make it transparent. Just a phone.
That would have just been easy. Using your phone, doing all this codification and all that to vote.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be traveling up and down with the prospect of accident or kidnapping and all that on ground, as it were. I read one party, I think it's NDC or SDP or one of those parties, saying their plans to do electronic voting was scuppered or failed by one reason or the other. I thought it would have been very easy to do it, to make everyone. I mean, you say you have a registered list of members.
Yes,
they are registered.
Numbers.
So that means they have their phone numbers already in your database. So why don't you just share the form to them? I mean, create some kind of app where anybody can vote.
Although, not to take anything away from what we have said, just these past few weeks, I told someone that you can't sit down in your house and be criticizing what they are doing outside. You need to participate, and I did participate. And for the House of Assembly election in my area here, there were 6 or was it 7 wards that we are voting, and with my phone, I managed to cover 4. With my phone, I managed to cover 4, and a candidate was clearly the winner. Clearly, the winner. It was like 90-10. Clearly the winner in all those 4 wards. And the report I was getting, eyewitness report I was getting from the other wards too, was that he won. But Nigeria happened again. And I was in my house.
Wow.
Yeah. As in, I was in my house. And a politician came around. And we were discussing, and he said, Egmon, how could it be that they declared the other person the winner, and that is the person he was supporting was the winner, and stuff like that one. And I was trying to tell him, okay, I've heard you. It's an argument. I've heard you. You are saying that how could he win over the old 6-7 wards? And I've heard you. But I covered 4 myself. And we all know the winner. And I was trying to show him videos that were posted by others from other centers. And what I did was that the last video I showed him was the one I covered. And he was still telling me, I didn't tell him I was the one that covered it myself. And he was still telling me, it's fake. It's a lie. That is doctored. And at that point, I knew our politicians, until we come, like I said to someone, until we come to the point of we allow votes or voting to stand. One man, one vote. We are not going anywhere. No matter the system of the country, of the government. Because it's a function of the people. That's why, they keep on saying it, that we deserve the kind of government we have. Because we just we are mounting progress, but we are not progressive ourselves. We are just mounting progress.
Okay, for the sake of clarity, let me the man that you said 90-10, did he eventually win? Was it the one eventually declared as winner?
So what's happening now is that they declared him at the local government level, but as per usual, they are saying that we should wait for the national organizing committee to declare the winner.
Yeah, I think
to announce the winner.
And most of the parties are doing
you see, it is just giving room for manipulation. Because once they announce a winner, will you as a faithful party member, will you go against your national organizing committee?
No, I think the problem will come. The problem will come when what is announced at the local level is not reflected in what comes out of the national level.
And
So
it's
it should be
always happening.
consistent. Well, so
It's
internal
always happening.
democracy is already threatened. Anyway,
That,
um, anyway, we watch, we wait and watch. Okay. This next story typifies why I say all these political parties are the same. ADC, APC, NDC, LLFP, and all of them, they are the same. Here is it: the African Democratic Congress (ADC) has urged dissatisfied presidential aspirants Rotimi Amechi and Mohamed Hayatuddin to pursue complaints through internal party and electoral processes. It's like saying go to court. You know, that's what they do.
yeah.
They, it's like saying go to court, as some other party will say. I see that you are trying to call. I can see the line blipping. I don't know what's going on with the network. Please don't give up. Can continue to try until we hear your voice. So Amechi, I saw the Amechi the other day in the video, a viral video, smiling when Atiku came calling, and yeah, I don't know, we haven't gotten the results, but it was still insisting that the irregularity.
Ordinarily, we all know there is no way Atiku will not get a ticket for ADC. Ordinarily,
Yeah.
it's an open secret. There is no way
Mhm.
Amechi will say he will battle with Atiku and come
And
out
win.
tops and win.
Mm.
So it's all politics of give and take. Now they told him he has not won. Yeah, Ayatollah is still saying that. Ayatollah is like our perennial. What's the name of this man? Our big
Yeah.
brother in Lagos. Every 4 years he comes on board to come and contest. After this election now, there is silence. Will disappear.
He
And
has,
you're not telling me
and
you
he
want
has,
to
he has money to buy form. So
form.
it's more like a
You
disruptive
know,
form, really. Oh my.
so everybody is just angling for what to get. Everybody is just angling for what to get. At the end of the day, if they ask some people, they will tell you they spent so and so millions. So for them to keep quiet, you need to reimburse them, and further, you need to see how you can politically reward them again. So it's all politics for me. It's all politics, and our other presidential candidate that left ADC, Peter Obi, he seems the wisest now because it seems he read the handwriting on the wall
Ready.
early,
Ready
early
straight
enough,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
early enough.
Smart man. It's difficult, except Atiku does not join the race. It's difficult to beat him within a particular structure. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
okay, there is this story. I can see lines beeping, but we're not able to connect. I don't know why. Please keep on trying. There is this piece that other parties should borrow leaf from NDC. I like these projections they have given. National Democratic Congress says only aspirants who emerge victorious in its primaries will pay nomination fees and complete documentation. Party leader Senator Siriake Dixon said the move is aimed at easing participation and ensuring fairness. He also announced an appeal panel and all that and all that. I think it makes incredible sense that after they have been screened, after you have gone through, I mean, you pay for a token for something about interest, to show the
Expression of
intention,
interest.
expression of
Yeah,
interest.
expression of
Interest,
interest.
yeah. Okay, so you pay some token for that, and then you go in, you are screened, then you go in campaign, spend what you need to spend, and win. And then you go and buy the nomination form for 50 million, 70 million, 100 million. You know you are a candidate already. Unlike other parties, did you read the story of one man that said he was running for one of these legislative houses and he has spent 100 million and he said he didn't win.
Yeah.
He can't go. That they have to they have to find a way to compensate him that he can't go. He's not gonna. Oh
Although
my!
although it makes sense that way. It makes
It
sense that
makes
way.
sense.
It makes sense that way.
Hello,
It
good
makes sense
morning.
that way.
Hello, good morning. Wow, why are we not able to get like across? Oh, well, keep trying, keep trying. Let's see if our engineers can work on it. I don't know why we're not connecting. They're trying to call in, and we are not getting it. Anyway, so like we said, there is a. I think it's fair and commonsensical that you follow this kind of process. It helps a lot. Okay, let's shift a bit away from governance and politics and all that. Let's talk a bit about this. What Lagos is trying to do. The Lagos state government has proposed a new tenancy law aimed at curbing excessive rent increases. And thank God, as an estate agent, part estate agent, is aimed at curbing excessive rent increases, illegal charges, and fraudulent real estate practices. The bill also will require estate agents to register with the state regulatory authority and reinforce the position that agency fees should not exceed 10% of annual rent. Officials say the measure is designed to improve transparency and protect tenants from exploitation. Ah, it's going to be a big relief for tenants, especially they are able to make it like you pay monthly or quarterly or yearly as it
Uncle Fudge,
as fit.
Uncle Fudge, it will not be. It will not be.
Oh,
Ever since even ever since I had been in primary school, there had been laws that will bring in like that. At the end of the day, it will fizzle out because um it's good that you enact a law. Enforcement is the issue here. Enforcement is always the issue because um Nigerians, being who we are, we are hypocrites. So everybody is shouting the law is coming, is blah 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 blah. But how many people will actually help in enforcing the law? Will the tenants be willing to be the
the
whistleblower on his
report.
landlord?
Yes, I think especially those just incoming prospective tenants. I think they can
Tenants.
report to the regulatory body. Yes, you are speaking. You are partly speaking as an agent who does not want to. I mean, look at before you used to pay 2 years at least, 2 years, 3 years, and all that. Hardly do you have that now. Virtually everywhere is 1 year rent, even if you are coming in as a new tenant, which
No,
is
but
which,
the 1 year rent is not because there was a law. The 1 year rent makes sense now. I mean,
no,
you
there was
give
a
a
law. There
tenant.
was a law. Because remember, Fashola did a law about that. And
The
it
law
took
was
time
not
to
enforced,
progress
sir.
in it. But
The law
why are
was
we
not.
paying 1 year alone now? Why are we paying one year
It
alone
is
now?
because it makes more sense for the landlord to take 1 year. He bills you 1.5 million naira the first year. That
Okay.
now, before your rent expires, they will tell you 6 months before it expires, they will tell you they've increased it by 50% again. 50% of 1.5 is
No,
how
no.
much?
All the
It's
all the tenant needs to do is to go back to the law. The law says you can't increase in the first 3 years after you come in. That's what the law says.
nobody helps the law to be enforced in this environment. Nobody. Everybody is
Well,
compliant.
I
No,
think people will become more
I'm
aware
not saying
now
the law is
and
not a good one.
enforce their rights.
The law is a good one, but let us see the enforcement. The law is a good one. I'm not saying the law is not a good
Yes,
one.
I think
Enforcement is always the issue.
more education will bring more people to seek enforcement of that law. Because I mean, the way you guys charge rents and fees and all sorts is exorbitant. Blatantly criminally wicked. You know how they'll just increase like 100%, 200%,
Mhm.
and they'll carry face, as they say. Ah, it's not. I mean, where's the money coming from? It's not as if the economy is galloping. Okay. Anyway, we pray that there will be enforcement and that landlords will calm down and help the Ministry of Tenants. so that they don't disappear. You know. Ah, okay. I think we'll take a short break and talk about and come back to talk about some of the other issues we have. Thank you, Damola. We take a break now and come back. Let's see what the OK has for us. What do you say? I'm gonna- I know. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Uncle Paj is Tamil already. Eh?
No, no. You know, it's called alternative weeks. So
Okay.
we have mm. Well, what do you think? Mm-hmm. It's not fair now. You swear things are too expensive. Okay, we're going back now. I don't know what's wrong with this line. Oh, we're blinking. We won't get through. Okay, we are getting back on there.
Baba.
Okay, we are back. And we are back for the last leg of the Niger Trends on Top Radio 90.9 FM. And I'm still with Akindamola Adeboye. And we are discussing Nigeria and our issues. Or you still can try to join. Hoping the line will break through now. 0913 697 3485 is the number. Uh, try and try again. 0913-697-3485. And here's our next story. I like the the current voice of Olubadan. The Olubadan Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, has told governorship aspirants not to rely on his name for electoral success. The former governor said while politicians are free to associate with him, only the people of Oyo State can determine who governs them. He also condemned land grabbing and expressed confidence that efforts are ongoing to secure the release of abducted pupils and teachers in Oriire. And I saw one man in the video. I don't know. They called him. I've forgotten now. What they call these uh, comrades in when we were in school, Aluta or something like that. Okay, maybe they call it Aluta brother or something like that. He drove his car on the rooftop of the car. It was the front of the Ulubadan's personal house, I think, and he started shouting that and raising costs on all those who made him to lose the primaries, and that state will not rest if he doesn't get his mandate back and all that. Right in front of the man's house. How is that one? How is that one the man's problem? problem? You know, it is electoral the campaign period. We are going to see a lot of drama. So the man is saying, please don't use my name and say, it was from, I think it was one of the founders of our court party, which is
Yeah,
why there's so much.
he's a former governor, former Accord Party chieftain and stuff.
Yes, yes. So I say, don't keep on using my name. My name is not going to vote for you. You better go and campaign and tell the people what you need to do. But I think that's normal style of politicians in this side. They always want to latch on the good name and use it as a leverage. So the man is warning them ahead of time. But I hope our people now will be more uh, astute and and are aware of their rights and needs, and all this stomach infrastructure stuff and all these vote buying and all that should stop, and they should vote according to their conscience. You know,
Hmm.
do you have similar hope for us? I mean, because you get involved in some of these things. Do you see us shifting? Because sometimes you wonder, is it that politicians are rigging or people are voting mindlessly?
Well, it's a combination of the two. Like we have rightly diagnosed that you can't rig where you are not strong. You only rig where you are strong. That's
Hmm.
one. Two, the people themselves. Uh, we enough people are not getting out to vote. That's the truth. Or
Hmm.
enough. Should I say? Enough enlightened people are not getting out to vote. All we do is stay in the house, stay on Twitter, stay in our own immediate uh, comfort zones and talk. I mean, um, you need to go to some of these parties when they are organizing their primaries, and you need to see the quality of people that come there to vote in primaries, and you will know that we are not anywhere yet,
Hmm.
because as little as 2,000, 5,000 changes everything. I
Hmm.
mean, people struggle when they hear that because you even came for the primaries, 2,000 is going to be given to you. People struggle to write their name on a list, as in they fight.
Wow.
The name must get on that list. They fight. That's why I'm
Wow.
saying all this tweeting, talking on social media, it doesn't cut it. You need to participate and see the rots and try and bring reforms. All because when it comes to voting, really, people don't come out. The last election, the general elections we had in Lagos during the presidential election, people actually became, but some people felt they had already won. It was done and dusted, and they stayed in the house. And at the end of the day, they counted the votes and they saw what happened. So the next one, people actually came out massively, and it was a different dynamic entirely. So we need to get enough people, even if it is by a slim margin, that someone will win. He will know that he escaped by the whiskers. So he will be able to do the people's will. It is easier because there is nothing in this environment, sir. There is nothing like, except for the president, there is nothing like the power of incumbency. Nothing like such. There are always people beating the drums elsewhere, and there are always political trade-off and stuff like, because they know that the people that want to vote themselves, they are compromised. It's just the normal shouting that we will shout.
Well,
So we need to have.
Do you see on the bigger picture that it is this system is being fueled by the pauperization of the people? When the economy is so abject that people can't afford to eat a meal a day, they will succumb to such enticement, like 2,000 naira to kill, to do all this stuff. You know,
Well, it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. Because, there is a Yoruba adage that says that if for the want of we want to eat, that we will not say the truth. That the truth itself will never be said, because you will not eat at the end of the day. So they are not people are not thinking deep enough. And like I told you, sir, the quality of people voting, it's for me, it's neither here or there. It's just self-interest.
So more enlightened people should come out. Those who will not to put their name on the 2,000 naira list or what have you.
I've been in
is so complicated.
Yeah, I've been in a forum where they were sharing was it 3,005 that time, and the car I brought the fuel was not even covered by that, and I was angry because it was a House of Rep member that came to address us, and I was asking him questions, and they were telling me I should leave him alone, he should do what he wants, because they were interested in what he wanted to give. At the end of the day, when he stood up and he was leaving, I was leaving, and about 3-4 people came to the vehicle, and they were saying, I should not live like that. It will seem as if I'm angry. I should come and collect the money. And it was not certain to me. 3,500 naira to what? And sir, you will be amazed at how people will actually raise voices and quarrel with one another over 500 naira. I mean, I was there. Someone was asking the 500 naira people shared the other day. My own didn't get to me, and I was like, 500 naira. And they've made politics like that, money based, not issue based, not performance based, money based. It's just capital intensive. You win, you need to retain your seat. You pay school fees, you do this, you pay hospital bills, you do that. Rather than put policies in place that will drive those things, for the politicians, it is easier for them to give out that money, because they know once they put policies in place that will bring free healthcare, free education, at least partially paid for and stuff like that one, they know the people will not listen to them again. All they will vote for is the policy. So most often time when we vote in this environment, it's just for self-interest. It's not because someone has a good program or what. No, it's not. So we are just being hypocritical. That's why I find it funny when people come out and say the government is not doing this. The government, you need to participate and see how the money is being shared. So the people that most needs these good policies, and they don't think about it. They just collect the money and they are waiting for the next set.
Well, we're still here on Niger Trends. We have about 10 minutes to move on. So if you can still make the call, try. Now, I read the story and I say, what is going on with PDP? The one faction that is declared illegal, so to speak, by their opponents, says they want former President Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan, as their putative presidential candidate. And the man has not accepted. And they have declared that they want to, today they are going to endorse him. And Wike is saying that the court has outlawed that faction, and therefore any hall that harbors them to make that declaration will be sanctioned when their papers will be revoked and all kinds of threats going on. Meanwhile, the one that is supported by Wike, the faction supported by Wike, see what they have done. A faction of the PDP led by Abdurrahman Mohammed has adopted former Cross River governorship candidate, Senator Sandy Ono, as its consensus presidential candidate for 2027 election. Party officials said the decision followed consultations across the country. Ono was subsequently presented with a certificate of return and the party flag. Is that a serious? Is that a serious party? Senator Ono, I mean, even among the senatorial candidates, it's barely recognizable. Is that being fronted as a candidate? Are they serious?
At all. Even both factions are not serious, because for me, I think it's high time President Goodluck Jonathan comes out and disassociates himself from all this, because the man has managed to build for himself some goodwill. And I don't think in all these brick-a-bat political fights that his name should not be needlessly dragged into it again. He should come out and declare, I am not interested in such. The man should just be where he is now.
Make a statement, dissociate yourself from this. The last time he said that campaign is not a computer game. It's a very serious thing. Now that the court has declared that he's free to contest, which I don't know if he'll be appealed or anything. So the man has to speak, because it's becoming comical what the PDP is throwing out,
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take, because today I want to play my old school music, so I'm going to have some time for it. And these two things we need to do. This one or two stories to end this, and then your take on May 29 anniversary of this present government. Defense Minister Christopher Musa says officers accused of plotting a coup against President Tinubu stood little chance of success, arguing that even ordinary Nigerians will have resisted them. He described the alleged plotters as misguided individuals who dragged junior officers into trouble. Musa insisted that the ongoing court martial is transparent and said the case should reinforce the message that military takeovers have no place in modern Nigeria. And it's interesting that Musa was one of the on the list of those supposedly, allegedly, projected to be assassinated. And he's saying the way this thing has been unfolding and revelations, even in open court, show that these guys are I don't know what to describe that. They seem hardly polished. It looks very scatterbrained, scattergun kind of a thing. You know, is saying even ordinary civilians will have foiled their attempt. But at this time and age, we shouldn't be talking about coup plotting and all that. It's I mean, pretty young ones may be excited by it, but those who have lived through military era and military interregnum will never pray to have it again. You know?
Yeah, sir. It's just the normal politician doing the normal political thing. I mean, it's for me even the coup sponsor that has
Alleged,
run
though.
away now. Alleged
Alleged,
coup sponsor. Yeah, alleged coup sponsor that has run away now. I mean, it's just the normal thing. Politicians bring money, sponsor some of these guys, and no, and they and to what intent and purpose? It's not for good governance. That's the truth. It's not for good governance. For
yeah,
what intent
yeah.
and purpose? It's never for good
Hmm.
governance. It's so that someone can get super rich again and not know what to do with the money.
Hmm.
So yeah, for me. It's in this age and time. Someone is still talking about coup plotting in Nigeria, and it's unfortunate. But we all know how what the law says about coup plotting, and I just wish the alleged plotters. I wish them well.
You wish them well. Okay, our last story before we go, because it's a very harsh commentary on, especially on the Children's Day of May 27th. Former Education Minister um, have challenged or has launched a very scathing attack on Nigeria's political leadership, arguing that government officials have no moral right to celebrate Children's Day while thousands of children face insecurity, abduction, poverty, and poor access to education. He challenged the federal and state authorities to move beyond ceremonial messages and instead account for missing school children, out of school children, child poverty, and education outcomes. He called on leaders to provide measurable commitments on school safety, healthcare, and social protection, insisting that governments which cannot adequately protect and educate children have forfeited the moral authority to celebrate them on Children's Day. And he said, dare not celebrate, you dare not celebrate them. Don't you dare. I read the emotional piece. What do you think, Damola?
It's well, I'm looking at it from the angle of we have always been celebrating Children's Day, no matter what happened, because these things have always been happening. Maybe not in this big magnitude. Maybe because we have media, social media nowadays, and it has been it has been lauded. But for me, uh, so because people have been abducted and stuff like that one, you deny some of these children the joy of celebrating their day. If
No, he's not talking
if
about the children not celebrating. It is you. What are you promising? Why are you talking about them when you are not providing for them? He's talking about the leadership. And the people can have their children can have their holiday, they can have their match pass and all that stuff. He said, but do they have the moral pedestal to talk about safety, to talk about the future for these children when you have not provided for their presence, for
yeah,
their presence?
in that wise, like that's why I said it's a little bit dicey. In that wise, the person was correct. In that wise, the person was correct, because we need to do better. We need to do better for the incoming generation. We need to do better, and it's this is always the case. This is always the case. We need to do better, and the person is
Okay.
right in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, the person is Obi Ezekwesili, former minister and former uh, this and that. Okay. Thank you, Akindamola. We have come to the end of Niger Trend. So I want to have your position on what stood out for you in the past 3 years of the Tinubu presidency. Uh, any impact, any positive impact, because we can't be celebrating negative impact. So, is there anything good from this government that has become visible to you?
Yeah. Well, there are good things that have been happening, but I I wonder how, like, we were talking about it in the week. I wonder why a Tinubu government will have a dead media team. That media team is dead, and there is so much negativity around the government now that if you don't truly deeply look well enough, you will not see anything positive. But there are positives, plenty.
Hmm.
Has it trickled down yet? No. It takes time, because um, destroying a house is easier than building one.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
always easier than building one. Destroying things is always easier, because uh, no matter how little you want to move forward, if something is still dragging you backward, there is little you can do other than just short bursts of movements. So for me, there are positives to celebrate. I mean, a for a long time in this country, you will need forex, and you will need to know someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. It's not happening again. I mean, for a long time in this country, you travel out of the country and you will not be able to use your ATM card. You need to carry cash around.
Hmm.
And nowadays, they are telling us, okay, even the banks are telling us you can take your Naira ATM card, take it abroad. And so those are positives if we look at it. For a long time now, we've not been having it so good in road infrastructure. This government is building massive road, not asphalt, concrete, massive. And those are things have been put in place, but the media team is dead, so that the negative is now overshadowing the positive. Because I naturally I am a positive person. Yes, if there are things to criticize about the government, there are plenty. But are
Hmm.
they doing something right? They are getting it right in some places, and those are not being celebrated enough. I mean, even someone that well, he was recently appointed an ambassador. Irene Mokri is doing a wonderful job of putting out the job of the government there than the so-called media team. I mean, the
Hmm.
release press statements that goes neither here or there. Start defending what is not defendable. I mean, project what you are doing. And like I said, during the week, we just got to know that okay, the massive reforms that have happened in the aviation sector, it is so well recognized that our aviation minister, Ekeyamo, is given a leadership role in Africa. I mean, those are positives.
Yeah, thank you, Damola. The crushing statement you made, which is what most people would if you had callers coming in. The most crushing statement is the fact that does it trickle down? Do all these beautiful things you mentioned trickle down to the people? Massive majority of people in life? No, not enough. To make a deliberate mark or an indelible mark in their lives. So we need the government has to think more of ways to get whatever reforms they are doing to trickle down to the people. You know, putting food on the table is costlier now. Cost of living is going through the roof now. They need to they need to manage that and get on top of that. It's very critical, especially in an election cycle. Because what do you promise? How do you promise? Your words will be brought back to you. If things were free and fair, it's going to be a challenge for any government at this point in time to sell through. But I appreciate your comment. That I'm positive. I don't know if the media are working well or not. Maybe they are doing it and we are not seeing it, or they are writing it and we are not reading it. I don't know. But like I said, some other fellows who are not in the media machinery appear to be doing a lot of work. I hear a lot of journalists complain about that. That the media team is not done enough. It's not done enough. I don't know enough. And the media team will be thinking, these people are jealous. They want to take over their job. They want they want to do better and all that. Complex issues. Thank you so much, Damola. We take a short break now, and I'll revolve to let's rewind and play chat busters of yesteryears. I've been itching rather to play this for like 5 weeks. Thank God for today. Okay, thank you. Oh bye. Thank you, Damola. I'm playing music
Over.
too now, so if
Well
you
done.
wait, it's okay. If not, I'll see you next week. And all the
Okay, thank
best
you,
in
sir.
Budapest.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.